People say, yeah, but we've gone around the world. We've circumnavigated the world, haven't we? Duh. Yeah. People have gone round and round the garden that way. West to eastern. East to west. Nobody has gone north to south. Circumnavigation. I wonder why. Nobody's gone that way round. They've just gone that way round or that way round. It took a guy 3.5 years to go around in the early days in his sailing ship, and he never got past that ice ring. You know that one round here, the one that is heavily guarded. So having said that, then, I am more convinced than ever that we live on a flat plane. You can wax lyrical about the Bedford Canal, the experiment where there's 6 miles, 2 men with a theodolite looking at one another, no curvature on 6 miles. The Suez Canal, 60 miles long, I think, no curvature. You can zoom into a ship that looks like it's going over the edge, and you can zoom it back into full view, no curvature. You see? And we're not travelling around at 1,600 miles an hour, or whatever they say it is. I don't even bother looking at the bloody numbers now. What's the point? The satellite myth, you see, that's great. It's a great money spinner, this satellite business. Do you know why? Because your mobile phone and our telephone and our television, our satellite, and our sat-nav systems, they wouldn't work without satellites. Yes, they would. They have to, because there's no satellites. It's called pass the parcel. All over our land, if you can bother to open your bloody eyes, there are aerials, repeater stations, aerials, every bloody way you look. And when you go out of town, there's not that many aerials, you suddenly don't get a very good mobile phone signal, do you? But if the satellite is way up there, you should have a continuously brilliant signal. You don't know, do you? You see? It's past the parcel. You send a signal out, it hits the nearest aerial to you that's tuned into your frequency. And that sends it to its mate, who sends it to its mate, who sends it to a central collection point, a hub. And that hub sends it down fibre optic cable, maybe, if you're phoning abroad, under the sea. And they've been laid since 1956. Miles upon miles upon miles, like a network, a spider's network under our oceans. And they're that thick. And one tiny hair-like fibre can carry thousands of conversations. How do you think a company, a country like Japan or China can just switch off the internet if they wished, to stop their viewers looking at stuff we can look at? Oh, it's very simple. They turn the fucking repeater station off. There's nothing to talk to. They go la. They go deaf. And they can switch it back on. Folks, whenever NASA send pictures, NASA, never a straight answer, of our alleged space out there with the ISS and outer space, the moon landings, where are all the satellites? There are no satellites. Get it in your head. Your sat-nav works by repeater stations. Your motorway network speed cameras work by repeater stations. Everything works by radio and bouncing off and using our dome, remember the center parks, or our ionosphere, to bounce. Nobody has managed to break through the firmament to get a rocket up there, number one. Number two is if the rocket technology got through the firmament, because space is allegedly a vacuum, there's nothing for the rocket to push against. So how can it propel itself forward? The best case scenario in a vacuum, it would spin around like a twat and kill the occupants. And then we have the Van Allen belt. Let's not even discuss the Van Allen belt. There's no space travel. Understand that. It's a method that NASA have used to cream off money off the idiots to pay for deep underground military bases. There is a parallel civilization underground equally as large as America, underneath America. And it ain't for you and it ain't for me. It's got high speed travel. It's got such technology. They keep it for themselves. We are here at their bidding to serve them. It is them who want to keep it suppressed. It is them who are feeding us full of shit about the occasional picture of Mars. For Christ's sake, we can't get stuff right on this planet. How? We can't take a proper photograph of the Earth? Yet they send back pictures from millions and millions and millions and millions of miles away from fucking Mars. Are you having a laugh? It's a bit like the cobbler's children have no shoes, don't you think? Of course we live on a flat fucking Earth. Finally, you want to know why the tides are not affected by the bloody moon? Another scam and a lie. Because our seas are all connected. And they, if you look in the Bible, and I ain't a religious freak, you don't need to be, there is in the deep oceans of our world a layer of supersaline. And twice a day that rises and sinks. Supersaline and normal saline won't mix. So as the supersaline comes up, like you're breathing, the tides come in. As the saline comes down, the tides go out. Simples. But it's not. It's the moon. That is, it's the moon, you moron. Well, listen then. If it's the moon that affects the tides, why doesn't the tides make the non-saltwater lakes of our world have tides? You see, I go fly fishing at Grafham Waters in Cambridge, which is pretty big. And I don't have to worry about the water rising and falling twice a day because it's the moon's coming around and it's the tides coming in and the tides going out. Even the huge lakes of our world, the freshwater lakes of our world, don't raise a bloody millimetre when the tides are coming in and out. How come the moon doesn't affect them? It's nothing to do with the bloody moon, the tides. If you want to know the truth, the sun probably has a little effect on it, but not the moon. The sun is no more than 3,500 miles high, and nor is the bloody moon. The moon is a disc. It is a flat disc. It is not a bloody ball. But I just want to look at the flat Earth. I'm still trying to get my head around it, folks. I'm still learning. I'm still listening to Eric Dubay. And I'm still looking at the preponderance of evidence. But I'm convinced more than ever now. I am not embarrassed now. I've got past that point. I've come out, if you know what I mean. I've come out. It's about, I'm gay. I'm not gay. But I've come out. I'm a flat earther. I'm proud of it. Absolutely. Because I ain't no sheep. And I ain't no dickhead. And if you want to carry on being a baller, you be a baller. It is not my business to convince you of otherwise, because you're perhaps not ready yet for the shock that you've been lied to by the governments of the world. And it's been international deceit. Maybe you're not cooked yet. Do you know what I mean? Come on, folks. Get real. The stars aren't light years away. I can video stars with my Nikon P900. They look fucking close to me. And if they were trillions and trillions of light years away, I wouldn't be able to see dick. But I can spot them. And I can look at different colours. And they're little dancing mazes for me. They're little magic little things. And every one of them is unique. Don't give me the Northern Light shit. Don't give me the Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere. There's no hemispheres, for Christ's sake. We're on a flat plane. Hemisphere is half a sphere. We're not on a sphere. We're on a flat plane. Get it into your head. Nothing you say will convince me otherwise. Over to you to do your own due diligence. For me, I'm going to go look at my new standard map of the world and marvel at how it is that they've pulled it off on the world's population so beautifully to treat us like fucking morons. Not me.